Hey guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Sunday for those of you that are watching this on normal access. There are a few of you that are patrons and watching this early, so hello, happy, I think it's going to be out today, so Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday. This is the first build of a few this month as part of my build month. Thankfully, the guys on Patreon took great pity on me and allowed me to do a build month. So I'm going to be releasing builds all this month. Thanks to the guys on Patreon for allowing me to do this because I miss building so much. There is only one slight catch to it, is the fact that still CC windows and doors don't exist in my life. So I'm not going to lie, little bit on the struggle bus with this one. So yeah, I've kind of been adapting to do maybe this build rather than something else I wanted to do because the lack of CC windows and doors. But hopefully those should be back very, very soon. So more builds to come that are slightly more adventurous, we're going to call them. But this one is, as I said, the first one. This wasn't suggested by anyone, so let me tell you about build month. You'll be like, what the hell's build month? This month I am doing builds and they're going to be on early access to patrons. So for $5 patrons, they're going to be able to download this build right now and play with it for the next month. Basically all my builds this month are going to be on early access, and they will be released after exactly 1 month to public. They'll be put up on the gallery then, but for now they're only available on Patreon. So sorry to tease you like this, guys, on YouTube, but yeah, this is the way, unfortunately, we've got to do this month so that I can afford to live. Thank you for understanding. So yeah, that's what happens. Patrons, $5 patrons get early access to download the builds, use them. They also get early access to the videos, the speed builds that I make for them. So yeah, this is a cool one. Every so often, every few months, I may do a build month so that we can get more builds and actually I'll be able to use the CC that I create. So yeah, this one is the first of many builds this month, and also people get to vote in polls on what we do. So the next build that is coming out is going to be a community lot build, and people have been voting in a poll for what retail lots they would like to be included in that. So yeah, if you want to check it out, my Patreon details will be down below in the description box. But otherwise, let's get onto this build. So for a while I've kind of had my eye, well, not had my eye, I've noticed these builds in Florida. I thought they were older than they are, but they're not. I think they are actually new builds. There's like new build developments in Florida. Particularly there's one called I think it's called Alice Beach, ALYS. It's a housing development. So I thought they were older than they are. The style was very, very strange to me, so I kind of did some research to find out what they are. And they're kind of like a mix between Dutch and kind of Spanish style mission or like Hacienda style homes. They're a really weird kind of squish of things, but one thing I did like is the fact that quite a few of them have courtyards. So as you can see, we're working on the courtyard now, and I love a house with a courtyard. Unfortunately, whenever you have a courtyard in a house in The Sims, it looks kind of ugly from the outside, not gonna lie. It's not the prettiest house from the outside, but play wise, very enjoyable. So you get nice big size rooms, and you also get this amazing center courtyard. I know I've done a riad, so a Moroccan riad, and that one also didn't look too pretty from the outside. It's just the focus is more on the courtyard being there than the outside. So please forgive me for a very large build on a 30 by 20 lot. Yeah, this is on a 30 by 20 lot. And it was kind of strange not to do my regular landscaping around the outside. We just have a few kind of flower beds to soften up this big old block of a build. But yeah, so I did my research on these builds, and quite a few of them that I saw looked very Dutch. And I was like, when did the Dutch invade America? Because why have they got Dutch style homes? And the answer was, no, they didn't ever invade North America. So I found out that apparently the town planner in the 1920s in Florida decided that there was too many Spanish style looking homes, well, like Mediterranean Spanish style looking homes, and to kind of mix it up, they decided to steal, yes, I'm going to call this steal the style of the Dutch Cape colonial homes that are, yes, in Cape, as in Cape Town, South Africa. So they kind of liked the look of the buildings that were in Cape Town, and they stole them. So that's the story of why you guys have these in Florida. You took them from South Africa, which I first found kind of hilarious, that someone was like, well, this style home, we've got a few too many of these Mediterranean looking ones. Let's just break it up and chuck in this colonial style, this Dutch colonial style, when the Dutch didn't colonize us. Strange to me, but hey, every part of the world steals from each other. This is just a bit more blatant than the other. So yeah, that's your little fun fact for today. But yeah, I saw this is like I did this from a floor plan, and it was for a new build in this Ali's Beach area. And yeah, I thought it was kind of still is acceptably looking cute from the outside. This also works really well in Oasis Springs if you want to put it in there in the like little golf resort bit. It's kind of difficult to find somewhere that kind of looks like Florida. This looked a bit more like Florida to me. This is in Willow Creek, by the way. It looked a bit more like Florida to me because there was some palm trees in the distance. So I was like, okay, that's kind of Florida-esque. I know that Willow Creek is meant to be like New Orleans. But it kind of connected a bit more for me. For some reason, I have a real problem. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Lots of us have problems with Oasis Springs and the lighting. For example, this house is like a just off-white. If this was in Oasis Springs, it gets a lot more extreme. The colours kind of go a little bit crazy. But I must say, I have checked this out in Oasis Springs and it still looks good there. So sometimes if I have to build an Oasis Springs, I just need to kind of turn a blind eye to what the colours look like, and just trust the fact that I'm using white instead of needing it to look white on the outside. I don't know what it is about Oasis Springs. I think it is probably the most underused world, so I'd love them just to kind of sort out the lighting in there. I think the environment's cute, but the lighting's just awful. Also, from this whole experience of trying to hunt for a lot for this, I really want some kind of Mediterranean world. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, if I could build like I was building in Greece or Italy or Spain, yes, please. I want a hot looking environment that is still green. Okay, so Oasis Spring is like hot looking but desert. I would like a hot looking world with green and also not yellow lighting, because not everywhere hot has this weird yellow lighting. It's kind of like, I would like the non-tropical version of Sulani, because I think Sulani has good lighting, and it's green. Mind you, it does have a lot of rocks in there. But yeah, that's what I would like. Next, please, thank you. Also, we still need an Asian world. Where is this Asian world? I don't know, because it is very much required. I would just like a non-American world. I'm just gonna put it out there. I know I'm, as a British person, like, oh, can you stop saying this? But I would like a little bit of diversity, please. Also, today is the 6th. I'm recording this voiceover and it's the 6th, it's Tuesday and it's patch day. So if you're the regulars on YouTube and you're seeing this on Sunday, then you already know what the skins look like. So I'm gonna do you can tell me whether or not I was correct. So I'm gonna do my skin update prediction. I'm gonna say that they're going to be vastly improved. I'm gonna say that EA's gonna get it right this time, and is gonna not make ashy black people. That's what I'm gonna say. This is my prediction. Like, I feel like they are so much under a spotlight, they can't fuck it up. So they're going to try really, 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 really hard to get this. And they're going to have put in so many hours, way and above what they normally would, to make sure that these are perfect. Because what they said they're going to do in this one was sort out the artifacts on the skin and also make them not so ashy. True story here. For Patreon, this month is build month, but my original plan was actually to do skin tones, and then they announced their actual scheduling for when they're going to release the updated skin tones, which is the first release would be today. You guys, it's in the past, but yeah. So I was like, I don't want to work all these hours on these skin tones and then they break straight away with this patch. So I put it off, did it to a poll vote on Patreon. They let me do build month instead. Well, still, if the skin tones are awful after the next patch that they do, because they're adding in more skin tones later, and they're adding a slider so that you can increase the darkness and lightness. I think with those, we should be good with skin tones. I'm going to say I have faith, because I think it's just it's got to the level of importance that they're not going to mess it up. I think like the spotlight is so much on them, I don't think they're going to mess it up. I really don't want to be proved wrong. Please don't prove me wrong, please. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to end up doing skin tones, but if they are awful, I will end up doing them. So that's what I was going to do. And it is. I was going to do them this month because it is Black History Month here in the UK, and I wanted to do something to celebrate that. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted to, because I was going to do skin tones, and then I was going to donate like 10% of my earnings this month to a charity that does great work with Black and ethnic minorities here in the UK, which is the Stephen Lawrence Foundation. And I'm still going to donate my 10% of my earnings. So this month I am donating 10% of my Patreon earnings to that cause. They basically work with youths to get them all the opportunities that they deserve. So for example, in like design and architecture, you don't see many Black people working in that area and field, or maybe they don't get as many opportunities. So yeah, they work to make sure that everyone has equal opportunities, whether it be a multitude of areas in life. That's what their aim is. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, if you do support on Patreon this month, it is 10% of it is going to a very good cause. So yeah, that's what my plan was, skin tones for this month, and it went a bit, I'm going to call it tits up. Is that a British saying, tits up? I don't know, but yeah, it just all went a little bit wrong at the last minute. So yeah, build month. I'm doing build month, but also I'm working on next month's Patreon content at the same time, which I'm not announcing yet, guys, okay? Those of you on Patreon, you still don't know. I want to get a few items done before I announce what it is, so that you get a vibe of where I'm going with it. So super excited to get all that done. But yeah, lots more to come. Builds to come this month. Just lots more. What can I say? So yeah, we've already moved on to the interior of this. Can I just say I had so much fun using all of the tropical plants on the outside. I wish I could have done more. I wish I picked a design that wasn't so much focused on a courtyard, but still I want a courtyard. Sometimes when you have a courtyard, you gotta compromise with what the outside looks like, because normally if you have a courtyard, it's for a reason. It's because you haven't got an exterior garden too. But yeah, I forgot to mention that this build is actually a limited pack build. Who am I? I don't know. But in this build, to use this build, you are only going to need base game. Well, this goes without saying. get together for a few items. I actually use less of get together than I thought I was going to. Jungle Adventures, and I'm sure there's one other pack. I know there's one other. What one was it? It's not City Living, it's not Seasons. It's gonna eventually come to me, and Island Living. That's the one. That's where all tropical plants come from. Duh. So you're gonna need base game, of course, because you need the Sims game to use the builds. Base game, Island Living, Get Together, and Jungle Adventures. Those are the only 3 packs. Oh, and the free festive one. Yeah, that one as well. But everything else is custom content by myself and Felixander, and that's because the Jardane is now available for free. If you haven't got it already, then it is now available for free, and this uses all 4 of our previous collabs and those limited packs for the build. So yeah, it was fun to do it. I really am looking forward to our next collab, and also being able to invent new colours. I think both of us now are like, I'm getting a little bit bored of our colours. So we're going to mix it up and try and create a few more. Not the wood tones, because wood tones we're good with, but a few more colours to add a bit more variety, and so that you can do a few more styles. Sometimes you have the same colours and then you do multiple builds and they kind of look very similar. So we try to mix it up a little bit so that every build you do with our content looks a little bit different. Because I think we covered all the basics now. We can kind of be a little bit more adventurous. Feel free to guess which house of the room we're going to do next. So yeah, I think we're still going to stay with that theme until the entire house is done, and then we can party and have a bit more fun with what we do and come up with new and different ideas. Excuse me for clearing my throat. On this build, what did make me happy is having all of our custom content plants available to use, and I'm just so happy that we were able to kind of take in-game plants and breathe new life into them, because plants are very, very difficult things to make for the game. Neither of us have such great talents to create new plants from scratch. So yeah, it's great to be able to use them, make them more usable, because sometimes they have great plants, but then the pot is just ugly and you don't want to use it. So yeah, it's been another great collab last month, and looking forward to many more to come. But yeah, lots. I think we've decided which one we're doing next. We haven't got a theme for it. I think Tiny Twavellers, we kind of half had a theme for it, but and we didn't really finalize it until we actually started the project. So normally something will jump onto either of our timelines and it will kind of inspire what we do. For the Tiny Twavellers, it was the anthology chest of drawers. The one I will use it in this build, I think in one of the kids' bedrooms, or maybe even, I think in the master bedroom I use it, is the one with the birds on the front. That inspired the entire rest of the set, and that was like the jumping off point. We thought it was going to be more like a woodlands kind of vibe, but ended up being a traveller, so we could do all over the world and take tropical things and forest like things. For the Jardane, we knew it was going to be garden, but I don't know how we got to our theme. We kind of just picked items we liked. We took inspiration images and we just had a couple of images that actually overlapped. Both myself and Felix, found the same images. It always happens like that. We pin images separately and then we compare them and we'll have an overlap somewhere. And the overlap was definitely on the sectional seating that you see there. We found one that was a lot more sleek, slightly more modern. But then there was another image and it was like a Moroccan riad, and it had like a rooftop patio and it had that kind of tufted padded seating. So we mixed those two ideas together to equal that sectional sofa. But yeah, this build, should we say what it contains, has 3 bedrooms. I know, I built more than 1 bedroom again for the 2nd build in a row. I don't know who I am. Maybe you need to send help, because it's not me. It's not me. But we've got 3 bedrooms. To be quite honest, we could have had more if I decided not to have such a huge office down here. And there's going to be an art studio next that you see being put in. Down here, if you need more bedrooms, you could change this into another bedroom with an ensuite, I think, instead. Another huge bedroom, to be quite honest. There is a lot of space in this, considering it's a 30 by 20 lot. But yeah, because in the hallways that connect the great room that's, has the kitchen, the dining and the living room, in the corridor that connects that to this, there is like more kids stuff, there's like a play tent and stuff like that, put out in the hall. So you could just replace that with office stuff if you needed another space to put the office. There is just lots of extra kids stuff around this house in all the hallways. There's just lots of kids stuff. And also we put kids stuff here in the office so that you could have the kids playing in here while maybe the parents are working. It could be working from home. And there is, as I said, an art studio next door as well. I've done it so that there is a nursery, so there is like a bassinet there ready to go. We've got all kind of gender neutral in this, so the nursery is gender neutral, and then the bedroom is also, so girl, boy, whatever, will fit into either of these places. So the colour palette for this one was kind of a neutral one. I need to find another colour that goes with neutrals apart from blue and green. I need another kind of complementary, I need some more like different earthy tones maybe to introduce, so that we can have a neutral palette that isn't so cold. Oh, it's not particularly cold, but yeah, I just want it to have a little bit more atmosphere. I'm gonna use that word. Let's hope it sticks. But yeah, I've used the Tiny Traveller wallpapers there for a few accent walls, and I do end up changing the flooring a little bit. The flooring is kind of grey, it's from Island Living, and there is a second wooden floor that comes with Island Living, and I end up using that one instead because it had a light wood tone and it warmed up the place a little bit. I felt like it was a little bit too cool. But yeah, in here, the art studio, we got canvases all along the wall because, we're very productive when it comes to painting, and all of those storage units as well for painting. So I wanted this just to be a dedicated art studio, which I don't think I normally do. I normally just kind of put an easel outside so that it looks like they're painting out to a great view, but this one is just dedicated. I wanted to put the tarp on the floor, but that came with City Living, so I couldn't put that down on the floor. So if you have City Living, you can put that there yourself. I just wanted to keep this restricted to a few packs only. I kind of like to do that just for my early builds that use our content and that are to kind of celebrate our content. I try to restrict it a little bit, and then I just go totally crazy on the next build. So yeah, don't expect the next builds to be restricted packs. I'm sorry. Because it does actually affect what kind of build I end up going for, because sometimes there's little design choices that I have to make because it is restricted. Like, for example, you'll notice that there aren't that many candles around because base game didn't come with many candles. So I've used the lamp there instead that came with Jungle Adventure. I have used the Siptyque, aka Diptyque, candles around the place as well that came with the Bafroom. But yeah, there's not that many candles, and I love candles. I love candles and builds that only have 1 bedroom in them. And I had to compromise on both of those aspects in this. I have 3 bedrooms and not a lot of candles. getting withdrawal symptoms. And the next one's not going to have any candles either because it's community lot and I can't do that. Damn it. But yeah, I'm still, as I said, CC windows and doors not being available and not being fixed yet is still slightly making me sad. Actually, not slightly, very much so. Also because I started playing multiplayer Sims with Felix. If you don't know it, I'm going to also, maybe I'll link that down below in the description. I do support them on Patreon. They did get in contact with me to give me a free copy of their, am I going to call it program, application? That's the one, the online version of it, so that you don't have to be in the same place as someone that you want to play with. It is so fun. It's really good. They keep adding so many extra things. I think I do $9 a month and you get access to their online version. And the one drawback, which I haven't said it yet in a video, was that you have to have the same packs installed for it to work. Otherwise it's not very stable. Well, it's not stable at all. You can't do it unless you have the same packs installed. But now they've incorporated something where you can disable packs, so you don't actually have to own them. You can go through their program and disable the packs that the other person doesn't have, and then you can both happily play together. It's so fun. Me and Felix both made our own like townhouses, and then I put them onto the same lot, and so we have a townhouse each. And we haven't been able to play because CC windows and doors don't work, and they are all over our builds. I also put like some of my other builds in the world when we play with it. So we want to do that. Also, cool feature that they have is that they you can both build. When we first started playing it, you couldn't do that, and then they updated it so that both of you can build at the same time. So Felix and I want to do a collaboration build, the two of us, that we both get to do some like huge awesome huge awesome mansion. We'd love to do that, so hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know when that's going to come. When do we ever have time? I don't know. But yeah, we'd love to do that in the future. So I highly recommend it, and I do, as I get to do this as my job, and I am fully supported by you guys on Patreon as well. I highly recommend you, if you like something, if you are able to support someone, please do support them on Patreon. I just have to say that I am hugely in awe of so many different creators out there. I would have no idea how to create my own program to do a multiplayer version for The Sims, and I have to say it's just so worth it. So yeah, if you can, I definitely recommend that. Also, totally in awe now, I don't know if you've seen it, Sims Plus, Harrie has released his like walkthrough and the trailer of okay, I'm going to say it right now, Brook Heights. I always want to say Brooklyn Heights because it's a New York themed world, but it's completely open world. I haven't seen the walkthrough, I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch that today actually. And yeah, I just totally in awe of people that have that much patience and knowledge to teach themselves this stuff, because there is no tutorial on how to make a new world. Let me tell you this, there is no tutorial, there is no shortcut way of doing stuff. So yeah, totally in awe. You should also check him out on Patreon as well. I'll leave that down below in the description. But yeah, there are so many great creators out there, and I'm just like, wow. That kind of stuff is totally not my thing. I just like making pretty looking objects. I would love to kind of add in some extra functionality and stuff into objects. I think that's something that we'd like to try and do more of, definitely in collabs as well. Again, with this last collab, we definitely were trying to think of more functional things that we can put in. But yeah, that's just a slight learning curve. Lots of these things that we have to do, there are no tutorials out there, and you just have to kind of throw yourself in there and just teach yourself. So yeah, we are now on to the last bedroom. I've rambled on enough that you've flown past the nursery, the master bedroom, and now we're on to the last bedroom. The kids' bedrooms, the nursery does have a bathroom next to it, but it's got a door onto the main corridor, so it's not ensuite. But this one, the kids' bedroom, has an ensuite. I do change the wallpaper in the bathroom because it didn't make any sense whatsoever with this bedroom after I'd done it. I was obviously on a different wavelength when I did the bathroom. I normally do all the bathrooms together and everything. I've cut all those out, so you only saw the master bathroom getting done. Of course, there's bathroom stuff everywhere, vomited. But as I said, this is available now on early access on Patreon for the next month, and after the month it will be up on the gallery, so you can check it out then. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye guys.